Hello everybody, Dave Neal here, stand-up comic and host of Bachelorette Recap. Last night was Katie Thurston's season premiere of The Bachelorette. We'll have plenty to talk about today, but first we've got some news for you all. Ladies and gentlemen, I want to report that just moments ago, within the last 20 minutes, Deadline has released an article, which we're going to get right into here. Chris Harrison exits Bachelor franchise. Rose withers on 19-year run as host after racism controversy. Let's read this article. Let's talk about it. If you guys aren't caught up on everything that's been going on with Chris Harrison, he has issued multiple apologies after an interview with Rachel Lindsay went wrong. He, in the middle of defending Rachel Kirkconnell from some racist past photos that surfaced, he sort of pushed his way through an interview, and that blew up in his face. Went on Good Morning America, spoke with Michael Strahan there about pledging to do better, and then radio silence. We haven't heard anything from him. Let's read this article, and then we'll discuss. Exclusive, just hours after the 17th season of The Bachelorette debuted, longtime host Chris Harrison has exited the romance franchise for good. Having fronted the Mike Fleiss-created Bachelor and all its lucrative ABC spinoffs since 2002, Harrison will receive a rose of his own in the form of mid-range 8-figure payoff and promise to keep his mouth shut, I hear. The usual platitudes are expected to be exchanged for public consumption when the agreement is made public later today, but there is certainly no romance in the air behind the scenes. If you're wondering what mid-8 figures is, do the math. I believe it's around $50 million. Let's go upwards of $75 million. While whispering over Harrison's permanent breakup with the Bachelorverse, we're all over town after it was revealed last week that Fleiss pal David Spade and others would be guest hosting the next season of Bachelor in Paradise this summer. The form of the final split itself was uncertain until early this morning. Penciling in the Bachelorette premiere as their event horizon, Harrison's reps have been in increasingly intense negotiations over the past few days with WBTV and to a lesser extent the Disney-owned ABC. Okay, so essentially Chris Harrison and his power attorney, Brian Friedman, gave Bachelor Producers the event horizon deadline of Katie Thurston's premiere episode to say, hey, shank it or get it off the pod. What do you want to do here? What's going on? You know what I mean? And boy, did he get paid. After that deadline of sorts came and passed last night with the money issue resolved, it was the legal stray ends that remained. The confidential settlement with franchise producers and distributor Warner Horizon was finally reached after one more flurry of back and forth between the parties and Bachelor broadcaster ABC on Monday night. A motivational undercurrent, so to speak, throughout was Harrison lawyer Brian Friedman pledging to unleash the Shiva of lawsuits, exposing a swath of The Bachelor's alleged dirty laundry unless his Gersh-repped client emerged feeling the financial love. Chris Harrison was paid not to share the secret recipes. Get out. We will keep you happy, but we're moving on. And you know what's very interesting is that Chris Harrison gave them the ultimatum, if you will, the event horizon to have this deal done by the season premiere. And it's not a bad thing he did that because Caitlin Bristow and Tayshia Adams have proven that the show will go on without him. So for him to leverage a big payout before everyone finds out that they're universally loved, very smart, and that's why he's a power attorney, Mr. Friedman. Neither reps for Harrison, WBTV, nor ABC returned requests for comment on the settlement when contacted by Deadline. We will update when we hear from them. Harrison was shoved aside from the franchise earlier this year after offering in an interview a pass and compassion to Bachelor contestant Rachel Kirkconnell over 2018 photos that surfaced of the season 25 contestant participating in Old South slave plantation-themed fraternity formal. As a fallout from the interview in Kirkconnell's racist barbed party rapidly grew, a strongly nudged and apologetic Harrison declared around Valentine's Day that he would be stepping aside from the first season of The Bachelor to have a black man at its core. Spotlighting the pitfalls of pre-recording. In this context, Bachelor Matt James actually handed Kirkconnell the final rose with a rare lack of proposal on the March 15th airing season 25 finale. However, as the antebellum South photos became public after the completion of Bachelor production, James made it clear on the Emmanuel Acho hosted after the final rose special that same night that he had cut things off with Kirkconnell. The couple later said they were attempting a reconciliation. And now Chris Harrison and the Bachelor franchise are Splitsville. Left unresolved by the Harrison settlement is how well and how quickly Fleiss, WB, and ABC will be able to get the franchise stabilized, if at all. Well, folks, this is very, very fascinating. Chris Harrison will not share his story. He will not share his side, and we will not have a conversation of growth. Let's, play some music here to usher in this goodbye for Chris Harrison. As you guys know, sometimes when we have a loss within the franchise, we like to play some sad music and mourn that loss. It's really the only healthy thing to do.
I'm aware of the bonds that were created today. When you told me that sure there's a way.
Chris Brian Harrison, born July 26, 1971, is an American television and game show host, best known for his former role as a host of the ABC reality television dating show The Bachelor since 2002, The Bachelorette since 2003, Bachelor Pad from 2010 to 2012, Bachelor in Paradise since 2014. Christopher Harrison was born in Dallas, Texas, and graduated from Lake Highlands High School in 1989. He attended Oklahoma City University on a soccer scholarship. He was initiated into the Kappa Sigma fraternity while in college. From 1993 to 1999, Harrison worked as a sports reporter at CBS affiliate KWTV in Oklahoma City. He also worked briefly for TVG Network, a horse racing channel, and was the host of Designer's Challenge on HGTV. In 2001, Harrison hosted the short-lived game show Mall Masters for Game Show Network. In 2002, Harrison guest starred on Sabrina the Teenage Witch as a music show host in the episode Ping Ping a Song. On November 23, 2008, Harrison hosted the American Music Awards pre-show live on ABC. His co-hosts were Dancing with the Stars judge Carrie-Ann Inaba and Pussycat Dolls member Nicole Scherzinger. The TV Guide Network, now known as POP, announced that Harrison was signed to anchor its live red carpet award coverage beginning with the 2009 Primetime Emmy Awards in September. On May 19, 2015, Harrison branched out from TV and published his first romance novel, The Perfect Letter, which is also the name of his contract that paid him $75 million. Brian Friedman, sure to get a healthy stipend. Chris Harrison was married to his college sweetheart, Gwen Harrison. They have 2 children, Joshua and Taylor. In May 2012, after 18 years of marriage, Harrison and his wife announced they were ending their marriage. As of 2018, Harrison was confirmed to be dating Lauren Zima, a reporter and journalist for Entertainment Tonight. A long journey it was for you, Chris Harrison, and not the way I would have loved to see it go. I think you would have been better served staying on the show with other guest judges, peers, people that you can have a conversation with. Growth. Ushering in a new wave, but using it through the communication of your generation, of people that are from Oklahoma and Texas, and people that are against cancel culture. I thought it would have been a good idea to have these conversations on air. Maybe long-form podcasting. Maybe with Rachel Lindsay on her podcast, Higher Learning. The fact that you're being paid to not talk, the fact that ABC and The Bachelor would rather, not air out their dirty laundry, the fact that they'd rather pay you than share or have it be shared their complicity within this scandal means we're not looking at the bigger picture. We're looking at the guy that walked on ice and broke the ice. We're not looking at the systemic problem that caused that scenario, that dangerous scenario in the first place. So if you ask me, I'm not happy with this. I'm glad he's getting paid. It's the only way he would have left. Averaging $8 to $10 million a season. The show could have gone on for another decade. it's safe to say that $50 to $80 million will cover his earnings that he would have had. And by living in Texas now, no state income tax, not bad for you. The problem I have is not that Chris Harrison isn't being held accountable for the way he conducted himself in that interview. The problem that I have is that we are not having the difficult conversations that our friend Emmanuel Acho is demanding we do. He's demanding that we have tough conversations and we move forward. He himself said he's against cancel culture. And most people that talk about how we resolve things through empathy, through learning, through growth, mention the same thing. That by paying someone off to be quiet, we're not necessarily getting to the right answers. With that said, was there another way? We'll never know. This was the answer. This is what happened. Chris Harrison paid a mid-8-figure settlement negotiated by Brian Friedman, his powerful attorney at law, to not talk. It's very interesting what they said too. Let's just, and by the way, leave a comment and let me know what you guys think. I'd love to know your thoughts on all of this, but really think about it before you, I've done a lot of thinking about this. No one is saying that Chris Harrison wasn't flippant. No one's saying that Chris Harrison wasn't having a bad day or that he doesn't have any other problematic interviews that he's had in his past. The question becomes, is his bad day at the office worth throwing away 20 seasons of, his work towards his profession? Not apologetic for him, but I do wonder what this means for in the future, what will happen when people aren't always on their A game. Okay? Now, I'm not saying he's got to be perfect. He certainly wasn't. I think the co-host, Caitlin Bristow and Tasha, I think they're going to do a fantastic job. Now, we'll just have to see the energy of the show's moving in a younger direction. A lot of energy. There will be people boycotting. There will be people that decide not to watch. We'll have to see if the juice is worth the squeeze. We'll have to see if this decision by Bachelor Producers is enough to, we'll have to see if this decision by Bachelor Producers is enough to kind of steady the ship here. And I'm glad they finally made a decision. They couldn't kick the can down the road forever. A lot of people, Rachel Lindsay included, didn't think Chris Harrison would be back for Michelle Young's season, but they thought he might be back for future seasons. Well, we know now that is not the case. I just want to remind you guys, Mike Fleiss in his deep pocket, I'm sorry, maybe it's not Mike Fleiss because I don't think he's part of the show anymore. Whoever is the producer of The Bachelor, they paid good money so that you guys wouldn't hear their trade secrets. And what does that say about them more than what it says about Chris Harrison? We'll have to see. Let me know what you guys think. Leave a comment, and I will be here all day long. I also did want to mention that my recap is now live. Week 1 recap with Katie Thurston. Oh, I'm trying to show it over here. So go check that out if you want. I'd love to hear what you guys think of the start of her season. We'll have content coming at you guys all day, and I'm sure pretty soon we're going to hear those platitudes by Chris Harrison. We're going to hear those platitudes by Bachelor Producers. They're going to say, all the right things in the public. It's going to all be worked out. This isn't going to be one of those Peter Weber, Kelly Flanagan breakups where they just dish their stuff. Radio silence, zipped up, take the money, and we'll see what Chris Harrison does next. Will he host another show? My thought is this is the end of the ride for him. We'll have to find out. Leave a comment. Let me know what you guys think. We'll talk to you later. Oh.